This is the appetizer. This is the conversation before the conversation. Version 1 is putting themselves up to possibly be spoken about like that, and this is where G2 kind of have to stop that. But you know, G2, make no bones about it, are absolutely in an upper echelon. Yeah, the last performance does not change that at all.
Now, the conversation as well recently has shifted to the new addition to V1, Comm. I know Supersonic has had so many good things, but he has become an X factor for this team, and he has really put V1 in the top conversation about, hey, it's no longer if they're going to make a run, if they're going to take out a top team, but when are they going to do it? When are they going to start pulling up some upsets? This would be a phenomenal win for V1, and honestly, they could do it in this series.
I did not pay enough attention to Comm when we had the opportunity to do the rival series.
This man.
There were other players that were just kind of taking my attention, and now I look at what he did with V1, and I've kind of gone back and looked at it, and it's interesting. I think he's not a player like Wonder Mike where you can kind of the whole way through go, oh, I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
But recent performance out of Comm has been so incredibly impressive, and you said it. Integral to version 1 doing what they're doing right now.
He's a very measured player on the field, which has a lot of people sometimes overlooking him. Like, you always have to wonder, where is Comm like this? Second touch, left up for V1, that'll be taken away. Jknaps, one of the best rebound recovery players on the planet, left up to Chicago, gonna run point for the moment, will get taken away. And Jknaps again, gonna circle around in midfield. G2 love playing up towards that midfield line and the front third of the opponent's box. Setting up follow-up shot after follow-up. Rizzo holding strong with the dunk in and the save for G2. It's not going to be good enough for V1.
Rizzo gets the double save there after the first initial shot. The secondary opportunity was also kind of shouldered off by Rizzo. So great defense there coming out from G2's side of things. As we find ourselves on the other side. I don't know what that noise was, but I felt exactly the same way.
Thank you. We're linked like that. It's one of our mind melds. Chicago.
Pizza. Oh.
No. I should have said it. I'm sorry. I'm just a disappointment. Jknaps to midfield. Chicago's going to follow in as well. Chicago can try to clear this one from the backboard and get it out. But that's a great 50 win from Gimmick. And basically just big brothers, I'm so tall at midfield, takes it 1-0.
Yeah, look at him. Gimmick putting on the stilts, just going for it and able to take that one away. Quick speed, knew exactly, and the commitment there, because you go up for that ball and maybe it winds up being maybe it winds up being like a hit off the opponent. You've got to change your angle. He 100% knew, I'm getting here first, and puts it in.
Yeah, he got the free jump and immediately knew he had the angle as well. And Fireburner has taught this team well. It's a 1-0 lead for version 1. As Jknaps, very slowly, faking if he can, almost got the upper 90 to work for the moment, but Chicago ready and waiting. Jknaps will circle back into the play, as he does so many times. Resets it up. Comm, not a lot of boost, though. Has to burn a bit coming back down with it. Indecisive on the clear, but Gimmick will be there, so the safety blanket for the moment for version 1 was Gimmick off the backboard. Rizzo recentered, and a nice clear for version 1.
Gonna be kept short, though. Just like that, G2 are back on the offensive. One-shot follow-up. Chicago. Little high. Rizzo blocked in the face. And the second run is going to be taken away by Gimmick.
Little uncharacteristically off target for G2. Rizzo on the cross. We're going to play through the corner with it. Elects to give up on the play. Gimmick redirects it, which means Jknaps and G2 will have some time to recover on defense and reorchestrate. We're starting to see the offense manifest. As Jknaps does not win the 50. Rizzo, can you try? Here comes Chicago. And again, we slow down, so G2, not great looks at the net, but they are putting numbers here.
G2 got to that moment maybe 2 seconds too early. Everybody was out there getting boosts. They had fantastic setups, but everyone was just a car length behind and couldn't capitalize off of those angles that were set up kind of beautifully. So G2 classic. You know, they know what they need to do. They're doing it. They just have to get there in time.
A team that's so good in traffic and recovering on plays. G2 now struggling in that lower third, but at some point it will fall through. Torment clearing that to Comm. Will he meet it at the sidewall? He will. Extends it, but right back to G2. They give away possession so quickly. Rizzo gonna recenter. Is anyone there for G2? Chicago to Rizzo. Bumped off the play. Version 1 once again will hold strong in the front of the line, but Jknaps is coming back in midfield. That's going to go off the backboard and taken away. Comm will meet it at the top bar.
Tough stuff there. Just couldn't find that moment. Gimmick, though, bringing it downfield here for version 1, setting up Torment, but Chicago gets in the way. Rizzo pops it up to Jknaps as he sends it into the left side. Somebody shows up. Chicago can't find the angle. And just like that, version 1 back on their good side of the field. We'll see if they can do anything with it, because G2 has been quick to clear.
Yeah. We got 17 seconds left in game 1, F-Dot, and at this point, version 1 have all of the eggs in their basket. 9 seconds to go. Up to G2 to make a play. They will not win the 50 as we come back down with it. Chicago to Rizzo. Awkward touch that sends that to the corner. You're going to have to pinch this one out if you want to center. Jknaps on target, but it would have been saved either way. And F-Dot, as version 1 take game 1, I noticed that version 1 did not give G2 a lot of room to move or be creative once they started to manifest themselves in that lower third against version 1's defense. So when you take away the opportunities, and sure, I mean, Jknaps and G2 could play through the corner, but when you take away the spacing, G2 definitely struggled to recover on a lot of those hits, and version 1 basically scored 1 goal and just said, okay, let's just kill time. And that's what they did for the entire game.
At the same time, though, you know, you said they had all their eggs in the basket. Well, there's only a single egg, and those one goal games are extremely, they're delicate, just like
they are
the egg in the basket, right? Like this is something that G2. This is one change to replay, one change of attention to detail, and you find yourself on the other side of things. So game number 1, version 1 wins, and they look like they can dance, but I'm not convinced that they can take this one 3-0, no questions asked. See you later, G2. I think this is still up in the air for sure.
Well, version 1 feeling pretty confident after that game 1 win. They were able to read most of G2's offense, and they controlled the midfield line, which we haven't said a whole lot today. As that one skies itself to Chicago. Can he get there to meet the read? Will not be able to do. And that lane cuts itself down as quickly as it formulated. We go back to the ceiling with it. Rizzo on the ground. Nice touch as well. The follow-up, third off the wall. Gimmick to Torment. And we go to the adjacent corner. Jknaps coming back down on the ground. We'll leave it to Chicago. G2 still looking for their first goal in the series. And the 1-0 Rocket League dream is still alive, and Shogun must be happy about that.
You've been spending too much time in Europe, my friend.
I know. It's funny, isn't it?
This is a setup.
Gimmick.
This is a setup. This is a setup. Gimmick sets it up, and Torment puts it in. Beautiful stuff there. Version 1, look at this. From all the way from this moment, even before this moment, version 1 was like, all right, we're going to cause a mosh pit in front of the goal, and somebody's got to come from mid lane, and that's exactly what happened.
This is the type of play that G2 were looking so desperately for in game 1 that they just were not able to find. In version 1, again, coming out early with a 1-0 lead. Torment, pass to Comm. Will he get it in? Saved away by Chicago. Gets there in the front of the line, and a big demo out.
You know,
yes, Evan.
Gimmick's going to go for the shot here. But you were talking about how G2, they always recover really well. They get these rebounds really well. They get the shots really well, apparently. Jknaps, beautiful pass play in transition here. Chicago starts us off, gives it out. And Jknaps just brings it on home here. Torment a hair too late. And that's what they haven't been able to do. You complimented G2 for their ability to kind of grab the ball, take it, and run with it. And version 1 has clumped up and stopped that from being an option. The one time they let their guard down, bang, puts it in. Easy peasy for G2. Version 1 have to stick to that game plan of honestly, just crowd the ball. And it gives G2 less opportunities.
For G2, you desperately needed what you saw in that first goal. Stretch the field. You know, make version 1 respect your offense more. But second touch, great interception from G2. They'll get it back to the midfield line. We'll follow in with Rizzo before it's cleared away. And Jknaps to Chicago, taken back by Comm. Gimmick will lead the front pack. He gets the awkward touch. Follow-up missed by Torment. So it goes by the wayside for the moment for version 1, but you still have field pressure, and more importantly, you control the middle of the field for Rizzo to come back. And it's just kind of been back and forth so far in this last minute or so.
Big missed opportunity there, though, for version 1, and that's when you play against teams like G2 that are above your weight class, so to speak. You've got to bring those home. Comm grabs it, and puts it on the counter. Just like that. You can't miss these opportunities, and Comm says, don't worry, I won't.
The slow from Gimmick into the corner to not bring that one towards the backboard and kind of dash it out to a pitch. I mean, it was just perfect infield passing. Gimmick again. Coming off the kickoff, it's won by version 1, but G2 have other plans for the moment. Chicago bringing this by himself. Jknaps will be there to read it. 50 win for version 1. G2 again keeping it alive, and we follow in with them as it's set up to Torment. Chicago with the interception. Where is Jknaps on the play? Here comes Rizzo. As Jknaps will be at the midfield line. He's going to take this towards the backboard. That one's a waterfall down, and a great defensive read for version 1. They escape with their lives for the moment, and they have a chance in transition before it's taken back to midfield.
Rizzo sends it outwards, and Chicago challenges just to keep it on this side of the map. G2 don't really have an opportunity here. And Rizzo's going to turn something out of nothing, but the teammates went back to get boost. Jknaps was a little sloucher, and so nothing doing there. Chicago, Jknaps one more time. Torment's in goal alongside Gimmick, and it's version 1's tale to tell.
You know, F-Dot, aside from that first goal, I'll hold on to my tongue. Jknaps off the backboard, more importantly, off that top bar, as Rizzo will recover in the air, and it's taken away again. A minute 15 to go, 60 seconds and about 10 to give. There's Torment. Nice little touch in that 50 win, leads it to Comm. Extension through the corner, follow-up for version 1. It will not work, but F-Dot, I have not seen a lot of power behind these G2 shots, something that is extremely uncharacteristic from them. They have not been able to get a lot of boost behind this ball. Do you think it's because they have struggled to beat the defenders? Unsure of how they want to play and spread that defense on the line.
I think it goes back to kind of what I was saying about version 1's playstyle, kind of messing here with the goodness. Gimmick again can't find the redirect, although you could argue that the initial angle just wasn't on course. Either way, version 1 miss a good-looking opportunity here. Perhaps they'll get another one. Gimmick to Torment all the way home.
That is a backbreaker of a goal. Torment bumps Rizzo on the play, meets the cross, and just the beautiful read. That was all Torment on that goal. Shout out to the long pass. And they do essentially what G2 did on the first goal here in Game 2. Again, if you're just joining us, version 1 took Game 1 1-0. And now we have a Rule 1 out, Jknaps. Why would you break Rule 1?
Because he's smart. Because he's smart. This is professional level gameplay. Don't give me this Rule 1 nonsense, this garbaggio.
Hey,
they are playing to win. They're down 2 goals. They want to even it up. Get at it.
I get it. It's 15 seconds. You're down 2 goals. I don't care. I like culture. 3-1
No!
win for version 1. Yes, F-Dot.
No!
We argue because we're not near each other. We'd be hugging right now if we were allowed to. But
no, we wouldn't.
Ever since we've been apart, you've just been so different.
If you are winning the game, absolutely you Rule 1 because you're trying to milk the clock and you're essentially like taunting on the turnbuckle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like, if you're down 2 goals, this is like I'm not even joking right now. I'm not even joking right now. If you're down and you do that sort of thing, no. Ultimate respect to G2. I don't care what the Gremlins have to say. That's the way you play the game.
You're not wrong. I'm just trying to create conversation. I'm just trying to have fun, hang out with my best buds, look at some Rocket League. You're not wrong, F-Dot, okay? You're right. He should have broken it. You're down 2 goals. I get it, okay? I'm just here to be awkward and create conversation. So you're always right. I'm sorry. You were right.
Please, right?
You're always right. You're one of my sages. I don't totally have a poster review about my bed. Let's continue into Game 3. 5 minutes until G2 might get swept out into the loser's bracket, as Rizzo would be looking for a crucial Game 3 goal to kick this one off, but Torment will read the pass down, and for the moment, G2 still struggling to get back to midfield, but it's only been about 10 seconds. We'll give him a break for now.
Well, I'm back. I shouldn't be a robot anymore. We'll see. If anybody needs to be a robot, though, it's G2. They need to system restore what was happening once upon a time. They need to download some new dedicated RAM. and they need to find themselves in the team that they used to be. Just like that is how they need to do it, Spaceman. Look at this classic G2 play. Rizzo to Chicago, and then he fakes out both defenders, chip shot, on and in.
That was such an easy goal for them, and that's kind of where you need to start establishing your rhythm, right? Like, go for the easy plays. What works for you so well is your presence of mind on the field. The spatial awareness from G2 has always been one of their strong suits. Just haven't seen it a lot in this series, and finally, that one's on net, but Chicago will save it. Comm to the corner we go. G2 finally getting themselves on the board as Chicago misses his hit, which leaves it to Gimmick for the equalizer. How unfortunate we are. And by we, I'm speaking as a G2 fan, but as Rocket League, I'm blessed. But this is just, you know, you get a very easy goal F dot, and then to give it away like that, it's definitely not a morale booster by any stretch. .352 to go. I'm sure that was English. You guys will understand somehow. Rizzo to Torment. Kind of gives away possession there. Oh, I miss you so much.
I know.
Well, G2 gave away a goal, and as much as they took back momentum in the start of this game, F dot, it is now tied. Version 1 putting the pressure in through the corner, and they are really boost-starving G2 at the moment.
Going forward here, and, you know, that works if you've got the lead. Tied at 1, though, I need to see a little bit more offensive vision, where it looks like G2 have kind of wrestled control of at least a little bit of it. Tug of War was the last match around. G2 have looked stronger as the series have gotten deeper. I say that they're down 0-2, but version 1 has just matched how better G2 have looked, and Jknaps in traffic pushes it past.
There you go. Chicago with the setup. Beautiful. Second touch off the back wall, and Jknaps will recover in that upper third in the blue half. He does it so many times, it's his style, and he again will find the goal. G2 with the lead, 2:55 to play, plenty of time, but the confidence is starting to return for this legendary roster.
Is confidence the key? I mean, we talk about we talk about the old sports cliche of it being X amount, you know, mental.
It's absolutely the key. I mean, well, confidence is a mental thing. But the fact that it seems like there has been a brick wall for G2 to break through, and they're slowly chipping away at it. Nice win for Torment. But the goals are getting easier. The goals are becoming more refined, and they're becoming more G2-esque, the way that they're used to scoring. So, yeah, confidence is definitely a key.
On the other side, though, man, I think version 1 are almost second-guessing themselves. Torment slows it down there because G2 have been looking better on defense. If he just careens into the ball and shoots it at top speed, that's a goal for version 1. But unfortunately, he slows it down, tries to be extra careful. Rizzo has the opportunity, and that's the style shot version 1 needed. Rizzo, like a bat out of hell. 12 miles an hour says the shot, but, I mean, that one, oh, because it got slowed down right in front of the line. But that's the type of shot confidence that version 1 needed.
Those are the high-quality shots G2 are used to taking. 3-1 lead. It's looking good in Game 3, but Comm wins the kickoff. Can he extend? Not going to happen. Torment fighting for possession in traffic. A little build-up on the I-95. Chicago with a nice pinch. And Rizzo to the adjacent side will follow with Jknaps as well. Second touch extends. Rizzo underneath. Under one. Oh, Rizzo, you dirty boy. What you got for us? But it gets taken away. And version 1 for the moment have regained their bearings. A nice 50 win, and that one is off to the right of the net.
G2 have just turned up the speed here. With that confidence, you're able to make faster plays. You're able to commit with smaller latency in between the decision and the action, and we're just getting shots like Rizzo gave us from the right side before. This time around, he'll bounce it off of Gimmick. Teammate in the mid is a little slow, so Torment's here to turn it around. And I'm not sure version 1 can hang. This might be the old reverse sweep if G2 continues to play with this style of aggression and speed.
Version 1 would love a goal right about now, but G2, Chicago, nice flip, extension to the corner, you can kill time, 2-goal lead. As Rizzo centered back down on net, Jknaps almost with the side swipe, Chicago with the slow roller. Everyone pushed up for G2 now, as Comm will escape. Nice flip, a little bit off base with that one. The targeting has not been their shot as well. Saved away. And they are just trying everything they have to get a goal through, and it will not work. And we will be looking at a game four momentarily.
You know, Spaceman, you said like the targeting hasn't been on point, and that's the style of that's what you need in order to be confident and make those plays.
Yeah.
Version 1, that was them playing at the game that G2 delivered. G2 delivers this faster game, this high octane sort of gameplay, and version 1 goes, okay, us too, and they're wide right, they're slow on the rotation, they're unable to answer the pass. Here, Chicago, just another day at the gym, no problem, festive as well, but that's the style that G2 play. They're here and they're making noise here in game number 3. If this is the marker, I think that G2 has kind of stood up, they're playing their game, and version 1 doesn't look like they can hang.
Confidence came out, and then G2 said, is for me, and yeah, it's been for you. 4-1 lead. We go to game 4. Comm style points. Musty flick. Nice job there. But this one will not matter. Little one for the road, possibly. Would you like a doggy bag? We'll keep this one up, and now we'll touch. We go to game 4. And G2 will hold off the reverse sweep for now. Still a 2-1 lead for version 1, but after I thought you hit the nail on the head there, like unbelievably. It really was. What G2 will give you, version 1 will take. But when G2 start playing like G2, then version 1's like, oh, we got to kind of meet the cadence, and the resonance was not there. They just were not able to do it. Version 1 struggled on offense in that game. 3 shots for Torment, 1 for Comm, 3 for Gimmick. Only 1 goal on 7 shots. They just were not able to execute. And now we move to game 4, and even though they're still down a game in this series, the momentum is certainly on G2's side.
Without a doubt. Like I said, watching these past 3 games, game number 1, version 1 looked like the stronger team. Game number 2, G2 was sort of able to match what version 1 was doing, and at the end almost looked like they caught up, despite the fact that version 1 still wins the game. And then game number 3, for 3.5 minutes, version 1 and G2 look about even, and then G2 turn it up. They score 3 in the last half, and just like that, we see G2 kind of stand up. So I would love to see version 1 here in game number 4 kind of react well and rise to the occasion, because that's what we were asking out of them. How can you kind of stand up and do this sort of situation, contend with this level of team?
No, absolutely. Like, everyone has their own unique ladder to success, and for version 1, this is one of those moments. Can you stand up and fight against G2? Because we know what G2 can do. We're still wondering, what do version 1 have as a team? So this one goes the length of the field. We go to the corner with it. Chicago, great recovery, and the goal. Ooh. Oh, Chicago. Oh my God, he's so tall.
Look at this one. It's this move right here, the little shoulder bump past Torment. Because if he shoots it forward, Torment's all over that, so he has to find the different angle there. Nice shot there from Chicago off the teammate. G2 starts us off hot. Confidence. There it is again. Confidence, Space
That's why I love you. It's because you know what I'm thinking. Exactly. Into the corner we go. Jknaps. And now you're starting to see a lot more of G2 individually running point. Everyone's bringing the ball up and orchestrating the offense through that attack. And it's certainly paying off for the moment. Another opening goal here. Is G2 going to play through the corner? Chicago to Jknaps in the back line. A lot about faking and keeping that one on the ground. Rizzo pressed up as well. Version 1 need to hold on for a moment. If they can get back to midfield, then you have a chance. Decent challenge from Torment, but the pressure mounts as G2 will not get out of the blue half.
Still stuck here. Version 1 pushing forward. Jknaps is here, and we were out of this side for, I think, a second. Version 1 stifled by G2's recent rise of... Spaceman, you put it all to confidence, but there's something to be said about just being straight up warmed up. You know, version 1 comes in with a different style of play, maybe. I don't really think they do anything special. They're just better at it these days. G2, though, kind of, okay. And the blood's flowing, because this is a different team than we saw in game 1.
I definitely think rust and warming up works in the first game of the series. In the second game, it's okay. You've had a game to warm up, and now you're just out of rhythm. But the rhythm gets reestablished when you start getting more confident. You start realizing, hey, we know what we're doing. Let's commit to the game plan that we had going into this. Let's hit the shots we know we can hit. Let's work on our rotations as a team. Let's connect on the passes. And they started doing that. So yeah, rust and being a little bit underprepared, game 1 certainly. But in game 2, that's when we were both saying, okay, G2, where's the game plan here? Because we know you're better than this. And the confidence was restored in game 3. Now we look at version 1. Big bump. Can they get the goal? A little bit slow, trying to carry this one right up to the goal line, but they cannot punch it in.
It looks like there's more G2 players on the field than there are version 1 right now. That every single attempt that we see at a version 1, unfortunately, just gets denied over and over again. Comm with a good angle for his teammate. Gimmick sends it up, and Chicago sends it to the other side. Who's home? No one's home. Rizzo in transition gets a gimme, and G2 lead it by 2.
That is we will socially distance ourselves from the net. And version 1 was nowhere to be found. At this point, FDOT, we get into the Comm meta. So we start saying, okay, what do version 1 need at this point? Honestly, I think you just need one person to step up. Whether it's Gimmick, whether it's Torment, whether it's Comm. You need someone to hard carry yourself through this game, at least through this series, because ever since G2 have returned to quote-unquote form, they have been unstoppable. They have not been contested. They have not been slowed down. Version 1 just needs someone to help them out.
This is... I am not going to say egregious or anything, but the fact that there's a double commit in the corner, neither of them affect the ricochet, and so it's just an easy angle for a G2 teammate to come down Broadway and put it home. That's not a great look. That's not the version 1 that we saw earlier on. I need to see them kind of step it up and change here, because G2 are running away with this one. There's 90 seconds left, and there's 3 goals on the other side of the column. I mean, here's where I'll just ask you the straight up and down question. What's different here than what we saw earlier? Because I just see differences on G2's side. Version 1 seemed to be playing the same game.
We've notched up the speed a little for G2. The first 2 games or so, I mean, again, you hit the nail on the head with your comment earlier. It was G2 underperforming, and version 1 were doing enough to win the game. They won game 1 1-0. I believe they won game 2, what, like 2-1, 3-1, something, or 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, something like that. So
3-1,
yeah. So it was version 1 playing the game, but as soon as G2 hit the next gear, the top 4 gear, the top 3 speed level that they hit, version 1 have not adapted their game, which is why I said, yeah, you need someone to step up for version 1. You need one player to pump some life into this team. Gimmick, slow on the shot. That's an angle that even if it gets blocked, you need to put power behind that hit.
I'm going to let this one go by. Wants a different area to play. And Gimmick will snatch it away here. You know, the big thing for me is all right, everyone, if this is your first series watching Rocket League, you can tell that G2 are on something different here than they were earlier on. And both teams kind of need to make notice. When you are a team like version 1 on the lower end, on the come up, you've got to be able to identify what puts teams in that upper echelon. And whatever this X factor, this intangible that G2 are doing right now, that's what it is. So it's up to version 1 to kind of identify that and figure it out and try to reverse engineer it to see how they can apply that to their own play style.
Sure. As
G2 wins game 4. And for G2, who a lot of people have questions about, it's up to them to bottle this energy and say, listen, if we start doing this in game 4 against teams of our caliber, we're going to lose before we get to game 4. So how can we bottle this game 4 energy, this end of game 3 energy, and bring it game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because G2 is standing up. I think they realized they were about to get swept by version 1, and that just wasn't going to happen to them. They weren't going to allow that to happen.
In the first 2 games, we were talking nonstop about what version 1 were doing correctly, how they were reading G2, how they were shutting G2 down. And I know a lot of people are wondering, man, the script has flipped. All of a sudden, we haven't talked a lot about version 1. Show me something version 1 has done correctly on the field, or has at least put some effort in, and I will talk about version 1. Show me something that version 1 has done in the past 2 games, and we will talk about version 1, but it doesn't exist. It's not that they are playing bad. They are getting outplayed on every single measurable aspect of Rocket League at the moment. G2, To their credit, I mean, this is all of G2 recovering and hard regaining on the field. G2 in games 1 and 2, non-existent. G2 in games 3 and 4, existent. Version 1 have not responded with anything in the past 2 games, so there's nothing to talk about. G2 are just running away with the series.
Nice little carry there from G2. Comm gets in the middle of it. And this could be a nice start. Fall a little wide, but Version 1 just relinquished. They relinquished control. They could have taken a midfield challenge. Obviously, that opens up to some other issues, but
sure,
they're playing a little bit more passive here, Spaceman. I think that might be the issue.
Well, you definitely need some aggression. Torment, big 50 win, which leads way to Comm. Needs to be able to get that challenge. Gimmick coming out of the midfield. That one's off just a bit. And Torment will reel this one in for the moment, trying to fight for possession on that backboard, but Jknaps gets it to midfield. Chicago ready and waiting in the back line. He's going to come up for a shot. That one's on net.
Nice
and 2
D.
cross, and a great save for V1. Recentered back down. And once again, V1's defense holding strong for the moment, top bar. But it doesn't work. G2 not able to find the goal.
Jknaps, though, has the opportunity of a lifetime and is able to push it on in. That first initial save, and this is kind of interesting because that first initial save, the double commit, you're always worried about the secondary opportunity. You double commit to get the good save. What happens with the shot after? Still denied. And the tertiary, the third one, also denied. That goal comes not from that sort of breakdown of the traditional offense-defense dynamic, but just from a weird challenge right in front. And so, on the one hand, you're looking, and it's not that G2 kind of found the hole in the defense. That was fantastic defense in version 1, and then they turned it around for good offense.
There you go. If you want to slow G2 down in midfield, create some infield passing in their lower third. They do it perfectly. Torment with a great 50 win to Comm, sets it up on a platter, and pushes that one towards the top of the bar. I mean, that's what you need if you're version 1. That's how you slow down G2 and get them in that same uncomfortable spot you had them in the first 2 games. Version 1 finally respond, and they tie this one up. Gimmick right over, trying to land it in, but it doesn't work for the moment.
I like the teardrop attempt this time around. Direct pass to Comm. He's a little low for it. And Gimmick gonna catch his breath after that one.
Not a great clear, though. Leaves it back. And finally, Comm with a great touch. He'll get it to the ceiling. We'll follow in transition. The counterattack for V1 starting to form. The redirect from Chicago. And that's what'll kill you if you're version 1. Just those slight touches that G2 gets across the field that burns momentum, what you were orchestrating on offense, and now you have to regain. Can't make it into the corner. Can he get it over Chicago? No. Comm will be rotating back for that backhand boost. Chicago to Jknaps, cut off. And here come version 1. Here's a chance.
The play by Comm, fantastic to get right in the middle. Torment tries to get the shot off the ground bounce, but won't be able to. That was a playbook play from G2 that Comm got in the middle of.
Torment. Keep that one on the ground. We'll go down here with him for the moment. 2 miss. Chicago able to bait out a defender. Awkward touch for the moment. Rizzo doesn't get there in time to meet the challenge. And Gimmick wins the 50, so we follow in with him. Gimmick going to try to center. Comm is following too close to the ball for the moment, so no cross will come in. The centering looked good, but it just was not able to extend to midfield. Comm saved away, and he can grab boost, but he has so little in the tank to extend. The challenges continue for G2 in this lower third. Second touch there. Version 1, you're starting to feel the tightness in their chest. They just want to get this ball out, and they finally do.
Good nonsense from Gimmick there, getting involved early and often. Torment pops it over a defender. Rizzo's going to take out Gimmick, who was the trailer. That was the person that was supposed to find the shot. That's why it looked kind of empty there in the play. And now Gimmick can't control it. Torment will. Anyone still have the ball here, Spaceman? Comm above, Gimmick above! Can't find the good angle. And G2 are off to the races.
That's where you need Torment to come up for the second hit. You had Comm rotating back as the lone defender. You need Torment to go up there and go for the challenge. That could have been a goal for version 1. Comm going to cut off the lane. Starting to see a much more fast-paced version of version 1. Comm extending. Gimmick can't get there in time. A little bit slow on the read. And the pre-jumps continue to go to the way of G2. Jknaps going to recover on his backboard. We'll take it out to midfield. We've hit 50 seconds left here in Game 5. Loser of this drops down to the loser's bracket, as you would assume. And Chicago How much do you got in the tank to commit? Don't get it away, though. And Comm has to play immaculate defense to stave off this G2 push. Rizzo down, but Gimmick with the save. Here comes Chicago.
Jknaps over here, setting up Chicago. Bad angle. Good one for Jknaps. 2 above 1 with 30 seconds to go.
And the infield passing opens up for G2. The extension from Chicago to not let that one go to the corner. And it's a 2-1 lead. I'm sure the G2 fans are happy about that one, a little bit of a sigh of relief. But we still have 30 seconds to go. Midfield controlled for the moment. G2 will steal that ball away on the kickoff. Gimmick does not win the challenge. Version 1 need a hit now. You need an orchestrated attack. Everyone's being cleared in the back. Gimmick is ready and waiting, but Comm could not juke the defender. Torment re-extending. And so many chances for version 1. Rizzo takes it away single-handedly, giving this ball and G2 the life they need. 2-1. G2 survive the reverse sweep for the moment, and with this kill, this will be it. G2 come back from down 2-0 F-Dot, and it looks like they're going to take the series, and they might just do it. With that, they will.
Fantastic. Fantastic. The ability to come back and kind of fix this one out. Like I said earlier, the game 1 G2 that we saw, mile different than game 4, game 5. Reverse sweep out of G2. This is how most reverse sweeps don't actually work out like that. Usually it has to do with the other team looking strong, this, that, or a third. This was straight up G2 just ramping up their level of alertness. And from game 1 to game 5, there was a gradual crescendo of talent, and G2 looked like the team we know and expect them to be.